I'm Valerie Bertinelli, and welcome to my kitchen. Today, we are making marinated flank steak with coconut curry rice. We are going to get a ton of flavor from the Thai curry paste and use it to marinate the flank steak along with the coconut milk. This dinner is big on flavor, but with only 5 ingredients. So before we begin, make sure you line a plate or a sheet pan with paper towels. All right, you ready to get started? Let's get cooking. First thing you want to do is get your blender out. And what we're going to do is fill our blender with the stems of cilantro. And I really do, this is a great little trick, by the way, to keep your cilantro fresh. When you get it back from the market, don't keep it in the bag. Just go ahead and put it in a glass with some cool water and put it in the fridge. And it really does keep it a little bit longer. So we're going to grab these stems and get them right in your blender. There you go. Stems go in. Then you can reserve these for later. We're going to use them. Put those in a bowl. Next thing, we have full fat coconut milk. Comes in a can. It is so great for adding flavor into any dish. So we'll get that right in. And speaking of flavor, red curry paste. Get 3 tablespoons into your blender. It's almost the whole thing. And get that blended up. And this is going to do 2 things. It's going to be the marinade for your steak and the flavor for your rice. So let's get that blended up. A little bit. Just until you know those stems are really blended in to the coconut milk and the curry paste. So now we're going to get our steak. What you really want to do is grab some paper towels and you want to blot it. You really want this steak as dry as possible because you really want the marinade to soak into the meat and flavor it up. Okay, but before we put the marinade on, we also want to flavor our rice with this. So grab yourself a cup and just pour a cup out and reserve that for your rice. The great thing about 5 ingredients or less is everything can play double duty. Like this can flavor your rice, it can marinate the steak. When you put flavors together, it doesn't take a lot. So just get this on your steak. Let me get a spatula. Really get as much of this out as possible. Oh, it smells so good. Red curry paste and coconut milk. So much flavor. So you really want to cover the whole steak. Get some tongs and make sure that you really get that marinade all over the steak. Like if you need to turn it over, you want the marinade to get under there, get in there, get it all over. Flank steak is a nice, inexpensive cut of meat. You can really add a lot of flavor to it, and it really, as tender as you want it, that just depends on how you cut it and how you grill it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Get a nice, inexpensive cut of meat and get all the flavor you want out of it. I'm going to just get some more. There you go. So what I want you to do now is cover your steak, let it marinate for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back here in 30 minutes and we'll get our rice together and grill our steak. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so hopefully your steak has been marinating for 30 minutes. So now it's time to get started on our rice. We have got a little pot here. We're going to fill it with that mixture that we also used on our steak to marinate it. So let's get that in a pot. That is going to really develop a lot of nice flavor in your rice. Let's get this heat on. There we go. We also need to add water to that. We need 1.5 cups of water. goes right in. Now we want this to come up to like a little simmer boil. Let's get a little salt in there. Okay, now let's get our steak. Great, it has been marinating. It has infused all of that great flavor from the curry paste and the coconut milk. So what we want to do now, because we're going to put it on a high heat on an indoor grill pan, or you can grill this outside too if you like. We want to get some of this marinade off of the steak so it doesn't really burn and caramelize too much. We want just enough on there. That's what we have our sheet pan covered with, I might need 2 of these, covered with paper towels. We're going to just blot this a little bit. There we go. Let's get rid of this guy. Get some more paper towels. And let's blot this off. So the meat has infused with all the flavor from the marinade. We just don't want to burn it on the high heat because there's so much sugar in the coconut milk. And we really don't want to burn all that sugar off before the steak is cooked through. So you just want to get as much of it off as you can. There we go. Okay, so what we want to do now, we don't want it to stick to the grill pan. Let me turn that grill pan on. Get it nice and heated up. Or you can go turn your barbecue on if you like. So we want to get a little bit of oil on here. We don't want it to stick to the grill pan. And this is just plain old veggie oil. Canola oil will do too. Just spread that around so the steak does not stick. Okay. And we get some salt and pepper. And we're just going to season this side first, and then once we get it on the grill pan, we'll put this side down, then we'll season the other side. A little bit of pepper. A little more pepper. Okay. Let me make sure this grill pan is on nice and hot. Yes, that's already heated up. Okay, so now it's time to get our steak onto the grill pan, and we want the seasoned side down. Trying to get a good handle on it. Put it right down. There we go. Fits perfectly. It just takes 6 minutes on one side. So let's season this side now. Just a little bit of oil. There we go. A little bit of pepper. And a little bit of salt. Now this needs to be boiling a little bit better, so we're going to put that up to max. Flank steak is really flavorful when you marinate it and you specifically cut it against the grain. That just lets all the juices flow. It's so tasty, and it really is tender. I just love this particular steak. This guy is just barely beginning to simmer a little bit. So I think we can start to get the rice in there. We need 1.5 cups of rice. You can use your favorite rice, jasmine, basmati. I do love jasmine, also basmati. I do love cooking rice in anything but water. I mean, yes, there are times where I cook rice in water when I want it really plain, but I like to infuse rice with flavor. And it's so easy to do by just switching up the liquid. You can do chicken broth. You can do veggie broth. Just anything with some flavor. This is really adding a lot of flavor. So let me give this a quick stir. And then we're gonna cover it and let it do its magic. So let's chop up our cilantro. That's gonna be your garnish. We wanna use that up. It's got great flavor. So we have a little bit of our cilantro here. I use cilantro all the time, so I'm gonna chop the whole thing up. I might not use all of it, but I will use it at some point. Just a nice rough chop. Turn it around. So when you're using just 5 ingredients for a dish, it's really great to use whatever your ingredient is in all kinds of ways. So by putting the stems into the marinade, we can use these beautiful leaves for our garnish. And we're using the whole thing. No waste. Okay, let's put this. There we go. You can see the caramelization happening. That's really lovely. Okay, let's see how it looks on the other side. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Those sear marks are so beautiful. So this is gonna need 6 minutes on this side, okay? And then it's gonna need 10 minutes to rest. So let it finish cooking, take it off the heat, let it rest, and I'll see you in 16 minutes. Hi, back again. So your steak has been resting for about 10 minutes. It should look a little something like this. Ooh, look at that. It smells amazing, doesn't it? Okay, so while we let that rest a little bit longer, let's fluff up our rice, add a little bit of cilantro. That looks gorgeous. Just grab some of this cilantro, just get a few leaves in there, just enough to add color, and then fluff it up. Oh boy, that, coconut milk, red curry paste, lots of flavor. Just 5 ingredients for this beautiful meal. Let's just plate it up all together. So I want to show you the best way to cut a flank steak. I'm going to get this to the side. So let's get our steak on the board so we can slice it up. And I want to show you, don't let the grill marks fool you, because you can see where the grain is, where the lines are. So what we want to do is we're going to cut against the grain, and that's going to keep it tender. And you really want to slice it on a diagonal. And that's going to keep it nice and tender. Oh, that's a beautiful color. So I'm just going to slice myself off a couple slices. You can go ahead and carve your whole piece if you like. But I want to get into this and try it. I have got to take a bite and plate this. Okay. First, we get some rice on our plate. Oh, yeah. Get that steak on there. I always love the butt end, so I'm taking that part. So that steak looks so juicy and beautiful. There you have it. Flank steak, 5 ingredients, dinner on the table tonight. Shall we try a bite? Yes, let's try a bite. Oh my goodness. You guys are gonna love this. Love, love, love it. There's so much flavor packed in just 5 ingredients. I hope you guys enjoyed cooking with me as much as I love cooking with you.